let's talk about cloud security, right? Or 5 or so. We had this thing about where should cloud security reside? Like, does it reside in a center of competence? Where does cloud security reside, right? And we saw a shift, right? And I'd argue that I point to a couple of transactions that happened in February of 25. We saw a partnership announcements from Cisco and Check Point with hey, we're going to work with you guys. That was one thing. Then a few days later, we saw that Palo Alto Networks, they announced that they were moving Prisma, a lot of the security operations capability of Prisma Cloud into the Cortex Cloud product, right? That was one thing. And then the other thing was about a month later, I want to say March 18th, 2025, when Google/Alphabet announced largest acquisition in cyber, when they announced they were acquiring Wiz. And when that happened, we put out a research, and our contention was that between that transaction and the Palo Alto move, we had settled the question of where should cloud security operations reside. Cloud became one more piece into the SecOps puzzle. That's one of the shifts that we've seen, is that we settled that question. And this is top of mind for me because as we are recording this, I was just at Google Cloud Next a few days ago, where now the Google Wiz transaction has closed, and now they are officially part of Google. So it was a big coming out party for Wiz as part of Google. We kind of settled that question, right? Cloud incidents belong, at least their triage belongs in the SOC, right? This is interesting because the way that you address cloud incidents might be through code, right? Ideally through code, right? With infrastructure as code. Well, that means that the cloud security, the response to a cloud security incident may start with the SOC, but then it has to be quickly routed to your development pipeline. So how is that relationship going, right? I think that one of the changes, sorry, I know we're taking this in weird directions, but one of the changes in security operations that we're seeing is this need to be a lot closer to where the code is being written, developers are, for that better integration for cloud security instance.
I mean, I see the value in that. Also, I think it's hilarious that we solved the problem where cloud security should live just in time for cloud to become irrelevant because AI, everybody. But these things kind of are creating their own little cycles, if you will. You know, for your point, we've got to get closer to where the problems are to solve them. If you've heard the term shift left recently, you know exactly what that means. We're bringing security further into the development process so that we're not dealing with the results of bad decisions. We're dealing with the bad decisions at the time they get made. But I think that kind of comes back to the point you were making, Jack, about the fact that AI, especially if you consider what's been going on with Anthropic Mythos and other things related to that, where it's finding a ridiculous number of vulnerabilities and reporting on them. And now it really honestly feels like a lot of us are jumping in shadows because is this a thing that I should be worried about? Well, Mythos says that I've got 100 bugs that I need to close, but it turns out like 3 of them are really important and the other 97 are branches off of those 3 bugs. Like, how are these teams going to be able to keep their heads above water? Because now they have to worry about becoming developers and, fortune tellers to get ahead of the AI.